Hello everyone, my name is Holly and I will be one of the language trainers for this hour. In this class we will be doing a lot of different vocabulary activities. We're going to start out with word associations and we'll do a matching activities and then try to use them in a conversation. And then we will go on to, depending on time, we'll go on to words of similar meaning or we'll go on to types of people. It also depends on who actually comes to the class today. So let me show you the first activity. Bear with me a moment. So we'll do word associations first, which is basically a matching activity, and it has a lot of different possibilities. So it's kind of fun to go through and discuss. So that is what we will start out with. Hello, Nacho.
Hi, Holly, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Excellent. And remind me where you are from.
I'm from Madrid, Spain.
Madrid, okay. All right. And hello, Odie, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you.
Excellent. Remind me where you are from, Odie.
I come from Indonesia.
Indonesia, okay. Yeah, I remember both of you have been in my class before. I just had forgotten exactly where you were from. So,
No,
and
this is my
Nacho,
first lesson with you.
excuse me?
This is my first lesson with you.
Oh, really? Okay, there's
Yeah.
somebody else with the same name that's been in my class. Excellent. So, Nacho, do we call you Nacho? Is there another name that we call you?
Yeah, Nacho is my name.
Okay, it is. Yeah, the other person that has that name, I think I called him something else. So, um, but excellent. Welcome. Well, to introduce myself a little, my name is Holly, of course, and I am from Idaho in the U.S., where it's 10 a.m. And I've been teaching English since 1994, and I started teaching online in 2006, and started working with Verbling here in September. So it's been a lot of fun working with all of you. Just having classes that are from all around the world is just amazing. So. Um, and I've also lived in Finland for 11 years, and I lived in South Korea for 2 years. So, and hello, Antonio. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you?
Really good. So, and are
Yeah,
you from Spain?
I'm from Spain. Yes,
Okay,
I'm from Spain,
excellent. Is that your
but
dog?
living in. No, 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 no. It's only a funny picture.
Okay. Where are you living, Antonio?
I live in UK. In
Okay.
yes,
Okay, excellent. All right.
yeah.
Hello, is that Adrian?
Hi, teacher.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm fine,
So,
and you?
very good, thank you. And remind me where you are from?
I'm from Uruguay.
You're Uruguay. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I remember now. So, excellent. All right. In this class, we're going to be doing a lot of different vocabulary activities, and we'll start out with a fairly easy one, a matching, and then we'll progress from there. Probably we'll get through at least 2 activities, if not 3. When we go over vocabulary, of course, we want to be able to practice them and use them in conversation. So that is the plan. So let's go ahead and get started. The first topic, activity we will do is just a matching activity on word associations, and so let's get started. So let's match the words. There is more than one combination. So we have these words. We have abusive, awkward, complete, deprived, disruptive, embarrassing, great, physical. Then we have customers, patients, violence, situation, language, stranger, background, and behavior. So first, before we do any matching, are there any words that you do not know? And there should be. So, Adrian?
Yeah, deprived.
Okay, deprived. Okay. If somebody is deprived, they are not given the they are not given what most people get. So if you're deprived, you do not receive what most people are getting. Like, for example, people from poor countries are many times they are deprived because maybe they are not they don't get three meals a day, for example.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yep. And in the Western world, we have a joke about, oh, you're deprived. You didn't have the video games when you were growing up. So,
Yeah.
so any other words here? Odie, is there any words here that you do not know?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay, Nacho?
Yeah, I'm okay too.
You're good? Okay. And Antonio?
I think so. I think I know all of them.
Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to match these, and there's normally more than one combination. So I'm going to change the color of the little pin when I match it when we get to another combination. So, so first of all, we'll start with Odie. Odie, can you match one of these combinations to make a phrase?
Abusive with violence.
Abusive, violence? No, they don't go together. They mean the same thing. If somebody is abusive, they're violent, but we actually don't put that together to form a phrase.
Oh, okay.
So what this does is it forms a phrase. Can you think of another combination, Odie?
Abusive language, I think.
Yes, abusive language is one. Abusive has a lot of possibilities in this. So abusive language. So if somebody has abusive language, maybe they are using swear words or cuss words. Swear words or cuss words. Okay. All right. Can anybody, Nacho, can you figure out another combination that would go with abusive?
Behavior?
Yes. Abusive behavior. So if somebody has abusive behavior, maybe the person is hitting his wife or hitting his children. So if they have abusive behavior, they're being violent. Okay. Oops, I just put background. Okay, that's the other one. So if a person has an abusive background, that means they're they come from a home life where maybe their parents, the father maybe would come home drunk and have abusive behavior because of that. So that's an abusive background. There's one more here. Can anybody find one more combination?
Yeah.
Antonio?
Abusive situation. Sorry.
And that's okay. And Adrian? Yeah, abusive situation. I guess there's two more because I didn't even see that one. So abusive situation actually will work as well. So that's a situation where people are abusive. Okay. Antonio, can you find one?
I think that abusive of strain, abusive of patience.
No. So think this one has to do with when you're at work. You might have somebody do this. They might be abusive.
Customers?
Yep. An abusive customer is an abusive customer
Oh, okay.
probably will use abusive language. If you work, for example, in a phone
Yeah.
call center, right, and you're taking calls, most of us do not have patience, right? So maybe we will say things we wouldn't normally say, so we would be abusive customers.
Yes.
So abusive customers, abusive situation, abusive language, abusive background, and abusive behavior. Odie, have you ever been in a situation where you either you were an abusive customer or you were or you had to work with abusive customers?
No, I guess no.
No? Okay. You're a student, right?
No, I'm not a student. I'm working for an architect firm.
Okay. So your customers are polite. Okay.
Yes, lots of clients are polite.
Okay. Has anybody here had to deal with an abusive customer in their job?
Yes, I was working in a call center.
Uh-huh.
Some of the students, because I was like a teacher,
Uh-huh.
told that they don't like the course, they don't like many things about the material, or maybe I don't know. We follow them for calling and calling, and they don't like that.
So they kept calling and they were just being abusive and rude and so forth?
Yes, a lot
Yeah.
of people, some of them can be
Yeah.
very
I think
rude.
I think it's the most common with call centers because if people are face to face, they're not as abusive.
Yeah.
So hello, Ken. How are you? So his computer is probably loading. Okay. Okay. So abusive language. Question for you, guys. When I was living in Finland, on the weekends, many times, every once in a while, I would be taking the bus back to my home, and somebody would get on the on the bus, and they would be drunk, and they would have a very abusive behavior. Is that very common in your abusive behavior and or abusive language? Is that common in your countries where you have drunks who get on buses or subways and they have abusive behavior or abusive language?
Yeah, especially on the weekends.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
evenings.
Yeah, people get drunk and it's very easy to use abusive language.
Okay.
Here in UK too, a lot
In
of
the UK.
people start to drink very early, and at 9 o'clock, the people many of them are drunk.
Okay.
Yes,
Alright.
very
Alright.
common.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. So let's go to the next word. Nacho, can you choose a word, and then we will find as many combinations as possible. Some of them only have one, and some of them have more than one.
Okay. An awkward situation.
Yes, awkward situation. Okay. Are there any others? Yeah, there's one more.
Behavior, maybe?
Awkward behavior, yes. So awkward behavior and awkward situation. Nacho, can you tell us about an awkward situation you've been in? If you can think of one.
Yeah, if I can think of one.
Or make it up, you know.
Yeah, for example, if you today I don't have a lot of imagination, don't worry. So okay, awkward situation. Well, it's like being on the beach with people wearing coats, for example. That would be an awkward situation.
Yeah, that would be. That would definitely. So Antonio, can you think of an example of an awkward situation?
I remember one when I was in a bank.
Uh-huh.
I was eating Friday afternoon. Was Friday afternoon. I tried to, I don't know, transfer money or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. But the cashier, I forgot my credit card with the cashier. My God,
Mhm.
it was a horrible situation.
Yeah,
It was horrible.
definitely.
Yeah, because I was eating at the same time. I don't know. That was really bad.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ken, can you think of an awkward situation?
Awkward situation. Yeah. Well, when I was maybe probably the teenager days, and I was hanging around, walking around with my friend,
Mm-hmm.
and we found a big barbecue party was holding on the empty place, empty land
Mm-hmm.
beside the beside the house, and
Uh-huh.
people calling us, come. And so we went there, and I don't know why we joined the party.
Uh-huh.
A lot of meat available, and we ate a lot of meat.
Uh-huh.
And after that, I fed up with eating meat for a while. I don't know what the party purpose, the purpose of the party still.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were you kind of in English you would say you crashed a party.
Yeah, crust party.
Crashed a
Yes.
party. That was yeah. Okay, excellent. Adrian, can you think of an example of an awkward situation?
One example of awkward situation. No, I remember now, but for example, maybe no past teacher.
Okay, that's fine. Totally fine. So Alexander, welcome.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine.
Excellent. Nice to see you. So a question for you. Can you think of an example of an awkward situation?
Should I give an example, or I have to compare with something?
No, you can give an example.
Okay. To look at looking at the breast instead of eyes.
Oh, that's awkward for a lot of men, I think. Yeah, especially if you're caught. That's true. That's very true. To look at the wrong part of a woman. So, yeah, exactly. Last week, I think I went somewhere and I said to somebody, "So how are you today?" And he said, "I'm so embarrassed." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "I took the kids to the grocery store, and we picked up some Gatorade and some peanuts. And I went to the cashier, and my bank card didn't work."
Yeah.
And he said, I was so embarrassed. And then he said it was so awkward. And then as they were walking out of the store, the cashier chased after, and the person behind them paid for it and added bread so that they don't eat more than just Gatorade.
So can I give one more example about?
Uh-huh.
So, speaking of the grocery store, and there is also an awkward moment when you don't like anything at the store, and you just don't buy anything, and you have to go along the cashier, and like and you seems like you're a thief.
Yep, that's true. It's true. 'Cause I did that with if you guys know in the U.S. the store called Lidl, not in the U.S. In Europe, I think it's out of Germany.
Yes.
And it came to Finland, and I thought it was like just a store you can go browse in. I didn't know it was a grocery store, so I walk in and I'm like, oops. I had no interest in buying anything, but anyway, okay, let's go on to the next one. And Antonio, can you choose one of these words and see if you can make a phrase?
I think that is complete with the strain.
Yes, a complete stranger.
The stranger.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to create a sentence?
Yeah. Oh, or tell us about the last time you met a complete stranger. Absolutely.
Last Friday. I know people from Spain that travel here to UK and want to know the system. But for me, it was a strange completely. It was one woman that contacted me for using Google Plus. Tell me, Antonio, you are from Spain, you are living here. Can you tell me what is the system here? Last Friday, we arranged the meeting. It was working from the city, from Manchester.
Okay, excellent. That's definitely an example. So, hi Ahmed, welcome. Welcome. Okay, he must be loading. So Odie, can you tell us about the last time that you met a complete stranger?
I didn't met a complete stranger, but I did ever feel that I'm a complete stranger even in my own country. I will travel to East Indonesia, where there is a big difference in culture, and also everything's are different right there, and I felt completely like a stranger.
You felt like a complete stranger. Yeah, so you would say, I have never run into a complete stranger, but I have felt like a complete stranger. So
yes.
Excellent. All right. Nacho, how about you? Can you think of a time that you you met a complete stranger?
Yeah. I remember one night I was coming back home, and an English drunk man started talking to me. And he was a total complete stranger, and well, it was fun because at the end the conversation was fun, but at the beginning it was, why is he talking to me?
Yeah. So it was kind of an awkward situation at the same time.
Yeah, so. It was an awkward situation.
Yep.
And he used abusive language too.
Yep, it's all of them. So excellent. Antonio, can you tell us about a time? Oh, wait, it was you that started. So sorry, Alexander. Can you tell us about the last complete stranger that you've met?
Okay. So Russia is a bit strange, and there are a lot of strange people. But the last time I looked at the window, and one man was trying to push his car, and how to explain it?
So he was having car trouble?
His car was stuck in the snow, and
oh, okay.
and it was like a very funny picture how he's trying to get rid of the snow and to go on the road, go out on the road.
Mm-hmm.
He was beating his car by his leg and something in that way.
Mm. And did you stop and help him?
I was at home and I just watched it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, okay, can you tell us about a time that you met a complete stranger?
It's a long time ago, and while I got on the train, and it was a four people's seat.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I sit I sit in front of man, and that man was sleeping, and all of a sudden he awoke, and he surprised at the scenery of the train, and wow, where is it? He asked me. So I said it's close to the blah blah station, and he was really surprised. Wow, is that far? And he showed his train ticket to me, and maybe he overslept, or maybe more than 1 hour or so.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that on movies. It happens on movies. I've never heard of it actually happening. So, all right. And Adrian, how about you? Can you think of a time that you met a complete stranger?
Met.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe I live in a city in town.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to work, when I want to work early in this neighborhood, sometimes maybe Saturday in the night there are complete strangers.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And do you talk to them?
Sometimes, yes. And what repeat?
Yeah. So you talk to them a little bit. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. All right. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Alexander, can you choose one of these words and see if you can make a word partnership there?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Patience. Embarrassing patience.
No.
Oh, no, sorry.
So, embarrassing. There's basically for embarrassing. There's two that it would go with.
Can I choose how to say any of these?
Yes, any of these.
I thought I have to choose between two left.
No, there's these five left.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Great stranger.
Great stranger. Great. On this thing, great only goes with one.
Okay, great customers.
Oh, actually, it goes with two. So great customers. Okay, that works. There's another one. Can anybody figure out what that one would be?
Great situation.
Behavior.
On great passion,
Patience.
It's great patience.
great patience.
Great patience. So if somebody has great patience, that means they have a lot of patience. But great can go in front of a lot of things. For example, great customers, great behavior, great background. But the main one here is great patience, because it's not. I think it's not used as much. Or it's not, I mean, not known by non-native speakers. So if you have great patience, for example, you are talking to an abusive customer, and you are being kind and polite and civil to them, you have great patience. So that's an example of that. So, all right, let's go to another one. Ken, can you choose a word? We've got deprived, disruptive, embarrassing, and physical, and they can go with any of these.
Okay. Physical violence.
Okay. Physical violence. Yes, and I think physical violence is the only one there. So people with abusive backgrounds or abusive behavior have seen physical violence. Okay, and Adrian, can you choose one? We've got deprived, disruptive, and embarrassing.
The deprived, deprived background. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is deprived background. In fact, the other one that is commonly used in conversations and so forth with the word deprived is deprived childhood. Oh, you had a deprived childhood, or you had a deprived background. Okay.
It's the same. The same meaning. Deprived
Yes.
childhood. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be the same meaning. For example, in the West, somebody says, for example, I never saw Star Wars as a child. Oh boy, you had a deprived childhood, right? So
Yeah.
that's just the joke. But a true deprived childhood would, of course, be a child who didn't get food every day. So that would be a truly deprived one. Okay. And we have disruptive and embarrassing. Odie, can you choose one of these? Let's see if you can match it.
Embarrassing situation.
Yes, an embarrassing situation. Let's see if this color even works. Yeah, embarrassing situation. Yep. And now embarrassing is very similar to abusive and awkward. There's more than one. Does anybody have another one you could use? Embarrassing situation, embarrassing what?
Behavior.
Behavior, embarrassing behavior. Yes. Any others? There's one more.
Language?
Yes, embarrassing language. So, of course, if somebody has an abusive language and other people are embarrassed by it, then it would also be embarrassing language. Sometimes I'll see some Facebook posts and I look at it and I'm embarrassed. So, because of the language that people have chosen to use. Okay. Next word, disruptive. Any idea what this one would be?
Situation?
Disruptive.
Disruptive violence.
Disruptive situation.
Violence.
And disruptive violence. No, physical violence is the only one.
Language?
I think there's only one that it really goes with. Disruptive behavior.
Behavior.
Disruptive behavior. So if somebody has disruptive behavior, think of the drunk on the bus on the weekends, right? Not only does a person probably using abusive language and having abusive behavior, they're probably very disruptive. And so they have disruptive behavior. So any questions about any of these words?
Teacher, I don't understand the embracing language.
Okay. If somebody says something to you, and maybe it's a cuss word or a swear word, and if you are embarrassed, then it would be embarrassing language.
Okay.
Okay. So, or if the person starts talking about a topic that you think should only be in the bedroom, right? So that would be embarrassing language.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other questions here? Okay. So no questions. So we're going to go on to another topic to learn some more words. Bear with me a moment while I get this on the screen. This is called types of people. And we've got it looks like 12 different words here. And I'm assuming how many of let's check mark the ones that you know. Let's make a mark on the ones that you know. So, Odie, are there any words here that you know? Oops. And keep in mind, it's better that you don't know because it's that way you're learning new words.
Spouse.
Which words? Spouse.
Spouse.
Okay. So you know spouse.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a similar couple, right?
Yes, a spouse would be a husband or wife. It's a single word for husband or wife. Yes. Any other words?
And then I think sibling.
Mm-hmm.
Sibling is like a family.
Yes, a single word for brother or sister.
Yes.
So instead of saying I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, I can say I have 4 siblings. Okay. Any other words?
No, I think those
are the 2 words. Okay, that's good. Okay. Nacho, are there any words here that you know?
Accomplice.
Accomplice. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, and what else?
Beneficiary.
Beneficiary. Okay.
Expatriate.
Expat. Okay, and we say expat for short usually. Okay.
Hooligan.
Hooligan. Yes. A football hooligan usually.
Patriot.
Patriot. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And Antonio, are there any words here that you know?
Maybe adjudicator.
Adjudicator. Okay, adjudicator. Okay.
Midwife.
Midwife. Okay. A midwife is a person who helps a lady have a baby.
Yeah, pregnant. And no more.
Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. And Alexander, do you know any of these words?
What I know or what I don't know?
Yeah, what you know. Tell us what you know.
Okay, I know midwife, sibling, hooligan.
Okay.
Beneficiary.
Okay.
Spouse.
Spouse.
Patriot.
Patriot.
That's it.
Okay. And Ken, which of these words do you know?
Yes, I know. Castaway. Hermit. hooligan,
Okay.
sibling,
Okay.
a patriot,
Patriot. Okay.
and spouse.
Spouse. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So some of these you guys know. Adrian, are there any words here that you know?
Yeah. No. Adjudicator.
Adjudicator. Okay.
Beneficiary.
Uh-huh.
Sibling.
Mm-hmm.
Expatriate.
Expatriate. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's go through. What I'm going to do is we're going to talk about what each of these words are, and then this is going to be some listening practice, as I'm going to read to you the definition of these words, and you can tell me what the word means. So accomplice. Who said that they knew what this means? Alexander? Or was it Nacho?
No, I do, yeah.
Okay. Could you tell us what this means?
Yeah, when you commit a crime, if a person helps you, this is your accomplice.
Yeah, so the person who helps you commit a crime, exactly. So adjudicator, who said they knew that one?
I think like me.
Okay, talk to us.
For example, when you try to buy something and there are a lot of people that try to buy the same product, there are one person that decides who is the owner, who are going to be the owner. That is adjudicator.
Okay, adjudicator in English, it's a judge, so you are correct there. Actually, it's a judge in a contest usually. So but the adjudicator is a person who makes a decision, and they choose between two people, for example. So you are correct there. An arbitrator. An arbitrator is a person who negotiates between two parties. So maybe they negotiate between a union and the people who are striking. Or they negotiate between a husband and wife who are divorcing. So they negotiate. Does everybody understand that? So that's an arbitrator. Okay, beneficiary.
But can I ask one thing? Is like a liar or something? Assistant of the liar, or the?
Yes, a lawyer.
A lawyer.
Lawyer. At least in the courts in the U.S. and I believe in the U.K. A lot of times, in some situations, before it goes to the courts and you have to work with a judge, what the attorneys or the lawyers will do is they will go through arbitration, and they will try to work with an arbitrator. Because it is a little bit cheaper than going through the courts. And so if the lawyers think that it is better to go through arbitration and work with an arbitrator, they will suggest that. And then if it doesn't work out, or the arbitrator cannot get a solution, then they will get a judge and be in court. So, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. All right, arbitrator. So beneficiary. Can somebody tell me what beneficiary means?
Maybe someone that get benefit from something.
Yes, and it's usually from a life insurance policy. So if you die, the person who is getting your money and your property is your beneficiary. So, yeah, so they benefit from something excellent. So, excellent. Castaway. Can someone explain castaway?
It's the object Go ahead.
No, you. It's fine.
Thank you. And kind of it's an object abandoned in the beat, you know,
It's not.
or like Tom Hanks.
Yes, it's not an object. It's usually a person, and the person is usually stuck on a desert island, usually shipwrecked. So they usually are abandoned because they are shipwrecked. So, okay, in English we say it's expatriate, but for short, a lot of us will say expat. So, what is an expat or an expatriate? Anyone?
People that is one person that is living abroad.
Yes. So for example, Antonio, you are an expat because you are living in the country where you were not born.
Yes.
Usually expats are temporary visitors. They're not ones that have immigrated. So.
But the reason used to be a politician reason or something like that.
I think so. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So hermit. What is a hermit?
A person who living outside the society or living in the woods alone or that kind of lifestyle person.
Exactly. So a person who lives completely alone. All right. A hooligan.
A fan, a supporter.
Excuse me?
A fan or a supporter of a
yeah. Usually a crazy fan or supporter. So football hooligans, Manchester United fans, right? So, okay. So a hooligan is a person that usually they're fans and supporters of usually a football team, and they usually cause trouble. So, and they're usually young. Okay. An invigilator. No one knew that one. An invigilator is a person who, say for example, if you go to take the TOEFL or the IELTS exam, the person who gives you the exam and watches you take the exam is called the invigilator. And another name for that in American English is a proctor. So they watch people basically take exams, so forth. Okay, midwife. What is a midwife, everyone? Anyone?
He's a person that used to be in the hospital and help the pregnant woman to have the child.
Okay, so it's a person who basically assists a woman having a child, not a doctor, but usually a woman who knows about childbirth. In some countries, midwives work in hospitals. In some countries, they do not. So, okay, patriot. Who wants to tell me about patriot?
So, it's a person that feels really in a strong way the nation, the behavior of the nation he was born.
So a patriot is a person who loves his or her country. Yes. Picket. A picket is a person who is striking. They strike from work. So they're usually the ones that are carrying the signs in front of their work saying more wages, higher wages. Okay, and I think everybody said that you knew sibling and spouse. Sibling, for example, instead of saying I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, you would say I have 4 spouses. Excuse me, 4 siblings. And a spouse, instead of saying my wife or my husband, you would say my spouse. Okay, last one, teetotaler. Any idea what that means?
I saw that at the beginning is teetotal is the person that only take tea or have a tea.
Yes. Well, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. A teetotaler is a person who never drinks alcohol.
Yeah.
So if you never drink alcohol, I was raised by my parents never drank alcohol. My paternal, as in my father's grandparents, also were teetotalers. So I was raised in a family where we would drink milk out of our wine glasses. So the teetotalers are people who never drink alcohol. So, but they drink tea. I like that, Antonio. Good guess. So they probably do drink tea. So, okay. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to read the definitions and see, and we're going to review what you guys remember. Okay. So, first one. This is someone who supervises people taking an examination. He or she makes sure they don't cheat. What is that one, everyone?
Invigilator.
Invigilator, yeah. And that was a new word for me when I first started teaching this lesson 15 years ago. So I was like, what is this? Because it's British English. So, okay, so invigilator. Okay, and the next word, this is a single word for husband or wife. Anyone? Spouse. Spouse. Okay, all right. And next, this is someone who deliberately withdraws from society and lives completely alone. Hermit. So someone who lives completely alone is a hermit. Okay. Next one. This is someone who helps another person commit a crime.
Arbitrator.
Accomplice.
Accomplice.
An accomplice. Accomplice. They help somebody commit a crime. Okay. This is someone who, during a strike, is placed outside a factory by his or her trade union to try to prevent other workers from going in until the strike is over.
Arbitrator.
Picket. Picket. Now, the arbitrator will work with the strike and they will work with picketers, but they're the ones that negotiate it. Okay? So this is someone who is called in to settle a dispute between two people or groups, usually at the request of both sides. For example, during a strike.
That's an arbitrator.
That would be an arbitrator, yes. Exactly. Okay, so next one. This is someone who is shipwrecked.
Castaway.
Castaway. So someone who is shipwrecked. Okay. And the next one. This is someone who loves his or her country and is favorable to it. Very loyal towards it.
That's good.
Okay. So patriot is how we pronounce it. Patriot. Patriot. Okay, and then we got a few more. This is someone who is appointed to act as a judge in a competition.
Arbitrator?
No.
Adjudicator.
Adjudicator, because so someone who's appointed to act as a judge in a competition. Okay. Next one. We didn't go over this word. Oh, sorry about that. This is someone who is made to serve in a country's army, navy, or air force, whether he or she wants to or not. So this is a word we didn't go over.
Conscript.
Conscript, yeah. Conscript. So this is someone who never drinks alcohol. Teetotaler. Teetotaler. In American English, we actually don't use that word. We use something else. We use a verb. We use the word to abstain. They abstain from alcohol. Okay, this is a person who is entitled to receive money or property from a will or insurance policy.
Beneficiary.
Beneficiary. Yes. Okay. Next one. This is someone who is living in a foreign country.
Expatriate.
Expatriate, or expat for short. So, this is a noisy, rough person, usually young, who causes damage or disturbance in public places, like football games.
Hooligan.
Hooligan, yes. And we've got two more. This is a single word for brother or sister.
Siblings.
Sibling, yes. Okay, and then the final one is, this is a nurse who has been specially trained to advise pregnant women and to assist them when giving birth.
Midwife.
Midwife, yes. Excellent. Okay, so since we didn't talk about conscript, I'm kind of interested. In your countries, do you get conscripted, or do you have to serve? Is it a voluntary army, or is it conscription? So, how about in Japan? Ken?
There's no draft system here.
No draft.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't need to go to army.
Okay. So your army is voluntary.
And the army itself is not army. It's only self protection are also self-defense force. It's called.
Self-defense force. Okay, which is what we would call our Coast Guard or our National Guard. Yeah. Okay, and Adrian, how about in your country, in Uruguay? Do you have to serve in the military? Are you conscripted, or is it voluntary?
It is well, no. Here in Uruguay, there isn't service military.
Okay, so there isn't that type of military where people would be conscripted. Okay, how about in Russia? Are you conscripted, Alexander, or can you serve? Is it voluntary?